Ty Bartell with Austintown coach Joe Paris after a 10-0 win over the Lakeside Dragons. And coach, before you guys scored those 10 runs, it was a pretty interesting game, 1-0 too. Talk to me about the pitching, the defense too, that had to step up before the offense came out to help out in the fifth.
Yeah, this is one of those games where I want to get everybody some work before we head down south. It's a non-league game. Our pitching stepped up and did great the entire game. Early in the game, we left guys stranded on the bases, and we're just popping everything up out in front of everything again. We're not staying back, hitting lazy fly balls, and that's what happens. You let a team in the game, and they hang around, and then finally, late in the game, we busted open with an 8 spot. So that's good.
You talked about getting some work into for a lot of these guys. How important was it to get a win, too, after dropping that close one to Boardman before going down to Myrtle?
It's always good when you drop a close game to a rival like that to come back with a W, especially before you go down south. We want to head down there on a positive note. So that was good, and hopefully it carries over down there.
How important is this kind of trip to Myrtle? I know this is kind of a reoccurring trip for Fitch baseball, too. How important is it competition-wise from that standpoint, but also as a team bonding standpoint going down there?
Well, that's the most important thing is the team bonding. I like it a little bit better when we go earlier in the season. That's basically the reason why we go is for the team bonding. We have this beautiful facility here. So it's actually, the weather I think is going to be nicer here than it's going to be in Myrtle Beach, but the boys are going to enjoy it. They've never had an experience like that before going down. We haven't been down there since before COVID hit. So it's going to be interesting for these young kids to get out there, but it is business first. We're going down there to play baseball. It's not a vacation. Although it's hard to convince 17, 18-year-olds that.
Speaking of it, from a coaching standpoint, is there anything different approach-wise when you're seeing competition from across the nation or, a little bit out of state, too? You don't have as much familiarity with them. Right. Is there a little bit of a different approach coaching-wise to that?
Not really. We're going to come out and we're going to play hard like we would against anybody. We're going to fight and scrap and claw and do those things that we have to do to get a W. But it's good to see different teams from different states. And we've had some success down there, and it seems like when we go down there, they match us up with some really good opponents. So I'm excited. We got a couple teams that we're going to play from South Carolina. Already got 24 games in, So they're at the tail end of their season, and we're just starting ours. So it's going to be interesting to see how well we do.
Falcons go down to Myrtle for a trio of games. Next, you can catch them on Tuesday as Coach Joe Paris and the rest of the Austintown Fitch Falcons baseball team head there for spring break.